All right, let's dive right in. We're talking about a massive shakeup in the world of Google search today. We're going to break down exactly what's changing and, more importantly, what it means for anyone out there trying to reach customers online.
This is not just another little algorithm tweak that we see all the time. No, no. We're talking about a complete reinvention of the search results page, which is, let's be honest, probably the most valuable digital real estate on the entire planet. The ground is literally shifting under our feet.
And that really brings us to the core question for so many businesses, right? With a change this big, the old rules don't just bend, they completely shatter. So let's get into what this actually means for you.
To really get what's going on, we have to start at the epicenter of this whole thing, a brand new feature that Google is calling AI overviews.
And just to understand the sheer scale of this, listen to this quote. When the CEO of Alphabet calls something the biggest improvement in 20 years, you know that's not just some marketing fluff. This is a sign of a deep strategic pivot for the entire company. So, what are these AI overviews, or AIOs, anyway? Well, instead of that classic list of blue links we're all used to, Google now just gives you a direct AI-generated answer right there at the top of the page. It's built for those more complex questions, pulling information from a bunch of different sources into one simple summary.
And here's the kicker. People are already using it. A lot. Google's own data is showing that for the kinds of searches that trigger these AIOs, query volume is already up by more than 10%. This isn't some future trend we need to watch out for. It is happening right now.
And its popularity is exactly why the old advertising playbook is basically obsolete. To even compete in this new world, Google has effectively changed the price of admission.
Okay, so think about it this way. The old way, which a lot of us totally mastered, was all about control. We used phrase and exact match keywords to tell Google exactly which searches our ad should show up for. The new way? It's all about objectives. You don't feed the AI keywords, you feed it business goals, like a target cost for acquisition. You give it your best data, and then you let it go find the customers. This is a massive, massive philosophical shift from manual control to AI management. And the reason this shift is pretty much mandatory is because of this brand new ad placement called Within AI. This means your ad can actually show up inside the AI's answer. So you see, it's not just about matching a search term anymore. It's about being contextually relevant to the solution the AI is generating. That is a whole new ballgame.
So what happens if you just stick with the old strategy? Well, the risks are pretty huge. I mean, just look at this breakdown. Your visibility completely tanks because you're not even eligible for those prime AIO spots. Your costs start to creep up as you're fighting for a smaller and smaller piece of the pie. But maybe the most critical part? Look at the bottom there. You basically starve Google's AI of the data it needs to learn, which just creates this downward spiral in performance.
All right, so we've laid out the problem. It's big and it's urgent. So what's the solution? It's a brand new playbook, a complete strategic overhaul designed for this AI-first world.
This new playbook really has three core pillars. First, you've got to restructure your search campaigns to work with the AI, not against it. Second, for anyone selling products online, you absolutely have to start treating your product feed as your #1 targeting tool. And third, you have to completely change how you measure what success even looks like.
So let's break down that first step, restructure. Your main campaigns should now be built around broad match keywords, all grouped by theme. This gives the AI the breathing room it needs to match user intent, not just the specific words they happen to type in. Now, for control, yeah, you can keep a small, separate campaign with your absolute must-win, money exact match keywords. But, and this is super important, do not mix them. That just creates confusion and makes you bid against yourself.
Okay, now for step 2. And this is especially for all you e-commerce businesses out there. Your product feed is not just a list of items anymore. It's the brain of your entire campaign. Getting this right is completely non-negotiable. We're talking detailed keyword-rich titles, great-looking images, and having all your product identifiers filled out. Just think of it this way. The better your feed, the smarter the AI can be when it's targeting and creating ads for you.
A new structure is a great first step, but an AI engine is only as good as the fuel you put in it. And in this case, that fuel is data. High-quality data signals are what make this whole system work. These are the 4 signals you absolutely have to nail. 1. Track what actually matters, a real sale, a qualified lead, not just a simple form fill. 2. Tell the AI to go after profit by using target ROS, that's return on ad spend, not just a high volume of conversions. 3. Give it a head start by uploading your own customer lists. And 4. Use enhanced conversions to make sure your tracking is as accurate as it possibly can be.
And look, this isn't just some theory. Check out this number. Advertisers who make the switch from optimizing for just conversions to optimizing for value with target ROS, they see, on average, 14% more conversion value for the exact same return. That's just pure profit being unlocked by having a smarter goal.
And here's another one for you. Making that switch from the old restrictive phrase match strategy to the new broad match and smart bidding model, that typically yields an average of 25% more conversions. This is the power you unlock when you give the AI the data and the freedom it needs to really do its job.
This is what Google calls its AI triad. It's a simple formula. Broad match for maximum reach, smart bidding for smart optimization, and then responsive search ads, or RSAs, as the creative engine. See, RSAs aren't just an ad format anymore. They are a critical signal source that lets the AI test all kinds of different messages to learn what really, truly works best. So, we've restructured our campaigns, we're feeding the AI the right data, but how do we actually prove that it's working? Well, the old measurement models are just as broken as the old campaign structures. The new standard is something called data-driven attribution. You can forget about just giving all the credit to the very last click before a sale. DDA actually looks at your account's real data to understand the entire customer journey, and it assigns a little bit of credit to all the different ads that helped influence that final decision. It gives you a much more honest picture of what's really moving the needle. But the ultimate proof, the real gold standard, is incrementality testing. This answers the one question every single marketer wants to know. What would have happened if I didn't run these ads at all? By comparing a group that sees your ads to a control group that doesn't, you can measure the true causal lift your advertising is creating. This is how you prove your real value. So, let's bring it all home. Google's search page has been fundamentally rebuilt around AI. Sticking to the old strategies, well, that's now a path to becoming invisible. The winners in this new era are going to be the ones who embrace managing the AI, feeding it the best goals, the best data, and the best creative. And this leaves us with one last crucial question to think about. As AI starts writing the answers, who ultimately wins the future of search? Is it the user, the advertiser, or is it the algorithm itself?